Hey guys, and welcome to the Miss Kenna channel. So today I wanted to bring you guys into my studying or learning session, I would say. I haven't really filmed any video of how I basically study or what a day is really like for me as a student who is learning online. But I wanted to do that today. But first, I just wanted to get like something off my chest because my heart is just really heavy today. It's really heavy today. I just feel so disappointed today. More than, I don't want to say more than any other time, but with everything that's going on in the country that I live in. So for those of you that don't know, I do live in the US. And of course, with things going on with the pandemic, I just can't help but to feel disappointed that number one, we are where we are today in the pandemic. Yeah, things are going, prevalence rates are going down. There's less deaths, but at the end of the day, we are still in a pandemic. And, there's already a invincible war going on. And now it seems like there is a physical war again. And I'm deeply saddened. And it just hurts a lot more, But one thing that I want people to know who is watching this, whoever is watching this, is that even if the evildoers do not face justice here on earth, I want you to know that they will never escape justice in the eyes of God and justice, in eternal life. What God says is that we will be accountable for everything we say and do here on earth. So I just want to tell people who are, upset, who are hurt, who are taking it out into the streets. And I just really want to say that this is not help. It's not helping, it's not helping the situation. And I just want to say that in my young life, I have seen people who have been punished by God. And I'm telling you, it's the worst thing to hear, not to think about, to see and experience, okay? I have seen God punish people for doing evil things. And I'm telling you that sorry guys, my hand is so shaky. God's justice is so far, I don't even know if there's a word to explain it. It's so harsh compared to our vengeance. And this is why God says, vengeance is for me. Vengeance is for the Lord. So I just want anybody who hears this message to, not act out in your emotions, but to realize that there is a ruler, a king of this universe, and he will bring to justice whoever needs to be brought to justice. And that's all I really have to say, you guys. Because I don't want to act out in my emotions right now. So, that's what I really wanted to say. And I don't want it to be ever known that I didn't say anything about this or that I stand for this, because I've been silent about this on my channel for so long. Because I don't stand for this, okay? I don't stand for all, for Black Lives Matter. I stand for all human lives matter, okay? That's what I stand for. And that's what I want to be known for. I don't want to just be known for somebody who was for the Black community. I don't want to be known for just somebody who stood for just one specific community or one specific people. I want to be an ambassador of God, and being an ambassador of God means to stand by all his people. That is anybody who is of any race, of any color, and of any sex. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I really just wanted to start this without being emotional, but I can't. I can't help feel emotional. I know everybody's busy right now, but I just want to ask anybody to just this week, just please pray. Because only God has the ability to change the hearts of men and women and to connect us. Only God has the power to do that. I don't think any human has been successful. Yeah, and I've been really just trying to keep myself busy, you guys, by continuing to do my work and to keep my mind busy, because one day, well, maybe not just one day, but I do not want to be judged by the color of my skin. I want to be judged for what I did, okay? For my deeds. I want God to say, hold up. Or Miss Kenna, you used your platform to bring me glory, to bring me honor. And good job, my faithful servant. That is all I want, you guys. I'm sorry. Again, the camera's shaky. So, yeah. I'm gonna switch over now to getting back to my schoolwork and focusing on what is important, which is, of course, gaining knowledge. Okay. So on that note, I'm gonna get back to my studying, and I apologize for all the noise that's in the background. One of the neighbors is actually doing some construction work, and yeah, people are passing by. A lot of motorcycles have been passing by. I know today's also voting day, so a lot of cars are really passing by because there are 2 voting centers close by where I live. There's like a police station, and then there's a library, I believe, because I actually went out today, this morning.
The informed consent doctrine provides that a physician has a legal, ethical, and moral duty to respect patient autonomy and to provide only such medical care as authorized by the patient. An authorization from a patient who does not understand to what he or she is consenting is not effective consent. The right to be free from unwanted medical treatment has long been recognized by the courts. The right to control the integrity of one's own body spawned the doctrine of informed consent. To the U.S. Supreme Court, in Cruz v. Director, Missouri Deputy of Health, 3 held that a competent adult patient has the right to decline any and all forms of medical intervention, including life-saving or life-prolonging treatment. Physicians and informed consent. It is the treating physician who has the education, expertise, skill, and training necessary to treat a patient and determine what information a patient should have to give informed consent. Therefore, the physician is expected to disclose to the patient the risks, benefits, and alternatives of a procedure. The duty to inform rests with the physician and requires the exercise of delicate medical judgment. A physician is not under a duty to elucidate all the possible risks, but only those of a serious nature. Expert testimony is often required to establish whether a reasonable physician in the community would make the pertinent disclosures under the same or similar circumstances. Disclosure should include what a reasonable person would consider material to his or her decision of whether or not to undergo treatment. The Pennsylvania Superior Court held in Stover v. Surgeons 4 that the physicians had to discuss alternative prostheses with the patient where it represented medically recognized alternatives. Evidence that the heart valve actually implanted was no longer in general use at the time of operation was relevant and material to the issue of informed consent. Although the physicians argued that the choice of the valve should belong to them, the court held that if there are other recognized, medically sound alternatives, the patient must be informed about the risks and benefits of them to make a sound judgment regarding treatment, including the desire to execute a waiver of consent. The agreement between the physician and the patient is contractual. Therefore, for valid consent to occur, there must be a finding that both parties understood the nature of the procedure, including what any possible, as well as expected, results would be. The consent is not valid if the patient did not understand the operation to be performed, its seriousness, the disease or incapacity, and possible results. In the instant case, the physicians failed to inform the patient about the recognized risks of the valve that was implanted. Finally, the court reasoned that there were alternative valves available that were never discussed with the patient. To arrive at an informed decision concerning treatment, it was material for the patient to have been told about the alternatives, risks, and benefits of the different valves available for use. Reality check. Nurses and informed consent. Nurses in most cases have no duty to advise a patient as to a particular procedure to be employed, advise the patient as to the risks, benefits, and alternatives to the recommended procedure, or obtain the patient's informed consent. The physician is in the best position to know the patient's medical history and to evaluate and explain the risks of a particular operation in light of the particular medical history. 5. In instances where a procedure is routine, a nurse could be liable for failing to inform the patient as to the risks of a CT scan with contrast. The hospital, as employer, would be liable for the nurse's negligence under the doctrine of respondeat superior. Hospitals and informed consent. Although hospitals are not generally responsible for informing patients as to the risks, benefits, and alternatives to specific procedures, there are some cases in which hospitals have a duty to provide patients with informed consent. The patient plaintiff, in Kiel v. St. Elizabeth Medical Center, Chi.com 6 filed a medical malpractice action alleging that the hospital failed to provide him with informed consent when he went there for a CT scan. The scan involved the injection of a contrast dye material. The patients and informed consent. 4 children, in Reiser v. American Medical Inter. A physician should provide as much information about treatment options as is necessary based on a patient's personal understanding of the physician's explanation of the risks of treatment and the probable consequences of the treatment. The needs of each patient can vary depending on age, maturity, and mental status. Some courts have recognized that the condition of the patient may be taken into account to determine whether the patient has received sufficient information to give consent. The individual responsible for obtaining consent must weigh the...
So it is about 12:50 right now, I believe. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 12:51 p.m.
It's 12:51 p.m. So I'm feeling hungry. So I'm gonna get some lunch and take a break and maybe watch a video or two on YouTube, and then I'll get back to work. So right about now, I'm feeling super tired because it is the mid-afternoon. But I just grabbed myself some coffee, or made myself some coffee, and yeah, I'm just gonna drink this and get back to work because I have some assignments due tomorrow, and yeah, just gotta get to work. Alexa, play studying music.
Here's a playlist you might like. Classical violin on Amazon Music.
Alexa, play classical piano.
playlist you might like. Solo classical piano on Amazon Music.
So I am done typing up my notes, and now I'm just gonna take another break, and it's almost getting to dinner time too. So I will have to help out in dinner real quick and then come back for the evening session part of my studying. So it's getting to I would say evening right now. It's like 5 going on 6 right now. So I'm going to be ending the vlog. I wasn't sure how long this was going to be, but I think I'm ready to end this vlog now. So if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.